Does anyone have anything before I leave? Fuck, I can never get out of this place, can I? Everyone's just got so much pointless shit they want to talk about. So tempted to just do all the main quests and just get out of the game. What?
This is where we eat.
Oh.
I see.
Shathan, it's good to see you again.
My
does she
child
walk like
wished to
that?
show me where she
walks
now
very
lived.
strangely.
I made food. Here. This cup. Made it myself.
You remember the recipe on your own?
You've been hammering it into me for 20 years.
It could use more ginger.
Ew, I hate ginger.
Whatever the Kuhn demands.
Good lord, you're eating that much food?
Evitash has never been interested in Kunari traditions before now.
You're welcome, for the record. You're fucking welcome. Taj listens to you.
Perhaps Tosh paid more attention than you thought.
She did not. Is this your influence? Or that of the followers of the Kuhn?
Why do you
The
sound
followers of the Kuhn.
displeased?
Have they asked you to soften her to the Kuhn? Do they want to lure her back?
There's
Neither.
no pleasing this
Thank you for
woman.
asking.
Then why have you pushed her to this?
There's no fucking pleasing her. She teaches her daughter Kunari culture so that she can adhere to it and not forget it, etc., etc. And yet, when Taj appears to have accepted that and is adhering to the culture her mother has taught her, she's all of a sudden distrustful of it, and this isn't right. Did you push her into it? Was it the Antam? Who's really behind this? What isn't this what you wanted? Pick a fucking side and stick to it, Shathan. What is wrong with you? Why are you angry?
First, I didn't push Tosh to anything. And second, I thought you'd be pleased to see Tosh showing interest in
Thank
Kunari
you!
heritage.
Evitash is a Dari. I removed her from Parvalin for a
Then
reason.
why did you teach
But
Tash all of it?
All the lessons, all the Kunari culture.
An error on my part. I was never taught how to be a mother. Under the Kuhn, children are raised by those suited to such pursuits. I trained as a scholar. I was taught to think critically, to analyze without
Why
passion,
did you take Tash from
and correct mistakes.
she was a child?
You need not tell me that I am an inadequate mother. I am aware.
I didn't
Then
say
why did you leave?
that.
When I see my child in danger, I act.
Here's the ginger.
Your mother's a dick.
Thank you.
And you're walking strangely now as well.
So, I'm non-binary.
What the absolute fuck?
What does that mean?
Right?
It means I don't feel like a man or a woman.
Like your mother would understand the terminology. Because
If you are neither a man nor a woman, then what are you?
Non-binary. I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on.
This is a terrible
If this
scene.
is because I have criticized your dress or your manners...
It isn't!
Under the Kuhn, the term for one whose gender does not match the one given to them at birth was a Kunathlok. Perhaps you are like that.
Why do you have to keep picking at it? Why can't you just be happy for me?
Evitash, Chakra Toebra.
So I'm supposed to struggle with who I am? Even if I don't feel like I fit, even if I feel wrong?
No, you misunderstood.
Then say it better!
She's
I never enough for
trying
you?
to explain, but you keep yelling at her.
I will go. Thank you for inviting me to your home. Panahedan.
You suck, Taj. She was literally trying to explain. And she's even like, you've misunderstood. This is what I mean. But then you're screaming at her, saying, you know, she never speaks blah, 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 blah. If you just shut up for 2 seconds, she would have explained what she meant. You've got yourself to blame for this. You're bullheaded and I hate you. You are... Who wrote you? You're terrible. I'm sorry she needs time. She's wrong. I don't like her.
This is just new for her. You need some time?
No. It's okay.
Tosh.
I'm not hiding anymore. How she takes it is her problem.
You sure?
There isn't a problem.
Yeah. Come on. Don't let food go to waste.
Shathan was literally just trying to rationalize it in her mind by trying to compare it to something similar she knows of from Kunari culture to try and grasp what this means. But Tasha's all, no, you tell me to struggle with it. No, Shathan's trying to understand and comprehend because this is, for the most part, a new concept for her. But again, Tasha's just jumping down her throat. Tasha needs to get over themselves. Alright, what secrets are you two whipping up back here?
So, Ilario.
He's a dick and I'm gonna kill
Let
him.
me guess. You don't trust him either.
There's no playing with blood magic.
Can we do
I
this
know,
storyline?
but his family. I'll deal with
I
it.
want to deal with it.
All right.
Can I deal with it with you? When do we get to do your storyline? I don't care about the others. The others are really boring. When do I get to finish off your storyline? It feels personal at this point. I think Balara had something as well, didn't she?
She felt it all over.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Her attraction to the hero, a powerful but properly contained tingle. Nearly
Did we not have enough writing from Varric? We had to add someone else doing the same
properly
thing.
contained. No, sounds bad. Okay, cut the middle line. Much more natural.
What are you working on?
And no one talks when writing
I didn't see you.
because your back was to a door. And also, Rook doesn't knock. as I
What did you
mentioned.
hear?
Something good, something scandalous.
Enough to get a powerful but properly contained tingle.
That isn't. I mean,
Oh, that was a great response.
Oh, you're joking, right?
Yes.
Most of the time, yeah.
Nev
Fact.
found me more serials. I've read them, all of them, multiple times. And I thought maybe I could try it, writing my own, I mean. Not like Varric Tethris, but my own sort of thing. For me, and people like me. Something to focus on besides Syrian and all of that. And you know, you're also interesting. It helps for inspiration.
Interesting, huh?
Interesting is certainly a word we could use.
But it works. You're fighting ancient gods and everything. And you know the rest. It's impressive. What you've done, I mean, brought everyone together. You're a good person. Really.
It's because of the team. Don't tell anyone. We had no choice.
Just don't tell anyone. I've got a reputation to uphold.
Right. Your secret's safe with me. But I'm probably not the only one, you know, who notices. People look up to you. And more are going to when this is over. Anyways, thanks, Rook. I'll talk to you later. Gotta finish this scene.
Could you not say anyways? I don't like the vernacular in this game. Right, is that everybody? No, Emmerich needed something, didn't he? Oh, Emmerich and Davrin and Tosh again. Blah. Tosh isn't asking for much, are they? Okay.
Thanks again for talking with me. Being non-binary.
That's great. Scrolled letter. Hey, baby dragon. What the absolute shit am I reading? Remember how you said I'd never find a big hoard? You were wrong, and I'm amazing. Come to the hall if you want to see my haul. I had to buy a whole new ship just to carry it. For my gold and my glory. Aethelred the totally ready. There is a poorly drawn cartoon in the corner of a man flexing atop a pile of
Mary
loot.
feels
Well, that's just horrific.
so does being one.
I don't really have another word for it. It's just disturbing. There you go, another word. I did think of one. Alright, Emmerich, Davrin, what you got? Interesting that two of you together.
Careful with that.
But of course.
It's the only lead I've got.
My dear Davrin, I'll be as careful with this cloth as if it were burial silk from the Storm Age. And this will be so instructive for Manfred. Ah, Rook, just in time.
Do I want to know?
Is that a good thing?
We have something of a
That is
mystery.
not what I said.
That piece of cloth I tore off the gloom howler back at the cauldron still has some of its blood on it.
And now, through the application of necromancy, perfected by the Morn Watch through years of meticulous,
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what the gloom howler is.
rather discern its nature.
Through necromancy. It's not dead.
By setting it on fire?
Patience, to discern, one must sometimes
I
destroy.
thought you said you were going to treat it as valuably as silk.
Yes, of course. How interesting.
What is it?
It says this was elven blood. This was a person.
What? But it howls.
A corrupted person. Not always a monster. And something else. Deathsel. I'm unfamiliar with the meaning.
Where else?
An elven word for covenant, like a promise or a blood oath. I think I get it. An elf who took a vow, then gets blighted. An elf who knew about griffins and warden's secrets.
Almost as if.
It was a warden.
Okie dokie, we have a lead.
I know this is bad, but it means we have a lead.
Yes, but one that points within.
If Weishaupt knew about it, they never told me. Something else is going on here. I'll put out the word, call in favors, see who might know more.
Left.
But thanks for your help, Emmerich. You, discerned well.
My pleasure.
Manfred, did you learn anything from that? We done? We done. So, you were wanting something there, weren't you? Arrangements. Well, it's going to have to be Emmerich and Garnis. Nope. This one. That's what I wanted. Arrangements. And I meet there. I've not been. Why is that not activated if I've been here before? Okay. Which direction? Let me just go to here. I'm not quite sure which direction you want me to go in, whether it's forward or left. Left is the answer. Okay, well, I'll just take the path you've taken me on. Can't get lost if you're giving me directions.
We've a fight ahead.
Moving on. Unnecessary. So I do have that one. I just wasn't sure which way I was going.
Everything's calm. Looks like the candles worked.
I see some of my colleagues have begun the renewal of the vows.
Indeed.
Clear.
Clear? Cool. Great. Ah, first door. Righto. You seem to be having issues there, sir. Ah. Right. That's why this hasn't been lit. There we go. Is it above or below? How many's on above? How does one get above? Well, that's just taunting, isn't it? And that just leads back out. Two treasure chests I cannot get to. Feels almost cruel at this point. Can't get up there. What would you have of me, Professor?
Now, what do you have to say for yourself?
What did he do
Did I
wrong?
miss something?
Since we're here to gather flowers for the dead, I thought I'd teach Manfred some plant names. But I just caught him attempting to wade into a rose bush.
I mean, poor thing. This would have been painful.
That must have been frustrating.
He knows he's not supposed to play in the horticulture. Oh, Manfred. Whatever will happen to you if I pass on?
If?
Yeah, if?
Ah, there's something I'd like to talk
I'm
about.
sorry.
Do you know what a lich is?
Yes.
Doesn't ring a bell.
A lich is a mage transformed into one of the undead while retaining their true original
Are you telling me you're a
consciousness.
lich?
The idea fascinated me when I was younger. For years, I researched and experimented, spoke with spirits and mages. Then, eventually, I found them.
Who?
The Lich Lords of the Grand Necropolis. Necromancers before me who'd transformed themselves into true living dead.
I don't know what to say. What? You're joking, aren't you?
You're making this up, right?
Rook, please. I've told so few people.
He's a literal lich.
Sorry.
The Liches are the great protectors of the necropolis, bulwarks against forces that threaten creation. After years of tests and rituals, they granted me my desire, the right to attempt lichdom.
Right. So he's not a lich yet. Is that why we're here? I mean,
If that's what you want.
I'd anticipated more surprise.
I just gave it to you before.
Emmerich, you live in a haunted necropolis.
Lichdom is an incredible honor. Immortality, prestige, the most hallowed ranks of the Watchers, as well as a chance to be of service past my allotted years. But there are considerations.
Such as?
Come, we have flowers to gather for the dead.
Okay, but I've got
Why?
questions.
Why are we gathering flowers for the dead? This feels like a repetition of your previous mission. When we grab candles.
Blue
Lit
creepvine.
candles.
This will do nicely.
Sounds very repetitive. It's literally the
Emmerich,
exact same spot
aren't
as
most
well.
undead just random spirits inside corpses?
Liches are different. It wouldn't be a spirit acting in my name. My true consciousness would be housed in my departed flesh.
How?
The Order must keep some secrets. Moon blossoms, famed in verse and song.
Smells like perfume. Do liches have a sense of smell?
I've been told that while some of my senses will dull, others will become available. Other than that, I can't say if the flowers would still hold their bloom for me. Lichdom serves a purpose. There are dark things in creation, threats to both our world and the Fade. The Liches of the Necropolis have the insight and the abilities to oppose them.
And you're joining them when?
Certain elements have held me back. There's no ready instructions for Lichdom. The steps must be discovered on one's own over years to be fully understood.
Does the spell to become a lich kill you, or do you have to...
No, mercifully, that falls to another Watcher. After my death, my soul will be drawn back into my body instead of moving on to whatever lies beyond.
So, what's holding you back from lichdom?
Even with all my preparations, there's a chance I could die permanently
I was thinking the same
during
thing.
the rites. What cowardice! a promise of immortality, an end to all my fears, and the final veil stays my hand.
That's reasonable.
If they
Lots of
avoid
people-
it, you saw my old colleague.
Hezenkos. She's a lich.
A half-lich, though that hasn't diminished her powers. Until I stop her plans, I won't possess the peace of mind for lichdom. Why don't you select the next flowers, Rook?
Sure.
Super weird. It's
So
trying
what's a
to
half
present
lich
lichdom in
exactly?
a positive light. You
Johanna
can't just
attempted the rites
rewrite
of lichdom
fantasy.
and failed. Stuck in her in-between state, she is supremely dangerous, but can't learn any new magic.
No wonder Hezenkos was shouting so much.
Oh, she's always been that way.
Where are the fucking flowers? There you go. Take whatever that is.
What about the sifting of a soul that
Oh, I have to get
Hezenkos
all
avoided?
of them?
The spirits of the necropolis judge whether a candidate is worthy of the power and responsibility of lichdom.
How'd she become a lich without it?
I shared some knowledge when we were colleagues. She apparently put together more than I knew. It would be just like her to skip the rituals, the cleanse.
For a watcher, Hezenkos is pretty harsh on spirits.
We made allowances because of her discoveries. Too many. Spirits are not things to be disposed of.
You really care about them?
They're so susceptible to the world's whims, Rook. Some spirits are dangerous, but how quickly most respond. For all she's done, I can't condemn Johanna for attempting lichdom. That freedom from mortality, that
just
divorce
pick it up.
from fear. And of course, time to read all of one's books.
Every mage's dream.
Yeah,
But
I'd
how
like
she's
that.
abused
I'd like
her
immortality
abilities.
just to be able to read.
Are my intentions enough to fare better? We have enough flowers. There's something I'd like to show you. Here we are.
Oh, so these flowers are for...
Yes. If you could place them on the graves, please.
In memory of Rupert and Eleonora Volcarin. They walk eternity hand in hand.
After I became a watcher, I erected a proper shrine to my parents. When I come to talk, I like to think they listen. Well, don't be shy. Introduce yourself.
Hi there.
Hello?
That's it.
Do you remember your parents?
Some memories are bright. Others are akin to those dim early morning dreams one gets sometimes. Lately, I wondered what they'd think of our current course, the choices ahead.
Your lichdom?
What would they have wanted me to be?
I can tell you what I think they'd want you to be.
What's that?
Happy. You could always speak with your folks, couldn't you?
He doesn't
My
have their
parents
bodies.
last saw me as a boy. By the time I mastered my corpse whispering, I was a man. If I woke them, there might be a flash of recognition, or... Besides, if I speak to too many other spirits, Manfred might grow jealous.
Can't have that.
He'd be impossible. I agree.
Deflection at its finest. Arrangements. Emmerich reflected on his desire for lichdom and the dangers he'd face becoming a lich, while gathering flowers in the Grand Necropolis gardens. Placing a bouquet at his parents' graves, the senior necromancer mulled over his past and future, grateful to have company. Gotta be honest, I'm so bored I'm falling asleep. I still have not a single clue how I'm supposed to get past that gate. It doesn't really seem to come from anywhere else. It seems confined. And I don't know how to get... Oh, it's on this level. My arse it is. It is absolutely not on this level. There is no treasure chest hiding in the bushes. Alright. No matter what you're trying to tell me. That was main quest. Oh, it's Tasha's quest. Davrin's quest and Nev's quest. Probably Nev's? We have the lowest ranking with the Shadow Dragons. Look at it. One sad little star. So, I guess we'll do hers next, though I'm not doing it today. I need to get through this game, but it bores me. It really does.